Okay, it's Rick Taylor. I'm fixing to get some more light. I'm fixing to do a video showing how I roll my daily smokers. I'm going to start by showing you how I cut the paper to roll them up after I rolled them, and you'll see what I'm talking about in just a minute. And let's get started. Okay, what we're going to do first, this is my rolling area, which if you've watched any of my cigar rolling videos, you've seen before. It's a little messy right now. I have to apologize. Here's a free paper that you can get in a rack, like outside of a convenience store or whatever. I use these to make paper strips that I use as part of my rolling regimen. Don't need that. We're going to cut this into strips about 1.5 inches wide. I'm using a heavy-duty pair of scissors. Okay, we'll make some more strips. I want them to stay about the same width. I start at the loose end, work my way toward the fold, and it gives me a better cut. Okay, that gives us a bunch of those. We'll put that aside. Okay. Now we're going to get our tobacco. I'll show you what I got. This is my binder. Pliable, it's not wet. It's nice and thin. This would make a good binder or a good wrapper. We're going to cut out the middle leaf using our rolling knife. Cut out the middle vein there. Throw that in the garbage. Okay, so now we got two pieces. And what we're going to do is we're going to layer them like that. Don't need this stuff. Put in my scraps. Now we're missing one thing, and that's my roller's glue. I'm going to go get it and be right back. Okay, here's my glue. It's actually fruit pectin. I've got in a little thing here. You can buy it at the supermarket. You make jelly out of it. Here's what it looks like. It's a powder. You put some, and you add distilled water, which I always keep right here, and you mix it up, and there's your glue. So I'm going to take and put a line of glue down the edge of this leaf and this inside one, the second one. Okay, now for our tobacco. Here's our tobacco. This is 12-year-old Seiko leaf. It's 1998, 13 years old. And we also have some 13-year-old Ligero, which is the top leaves. As you can see, it's been flattened, laid flat, and most of the middle vein has been taken out already. Okay, so this is what we're going to make our cigar out of. So I'm going to take some of these, and what I'm going to do is take out the center vein that's left. I'll take probably 2 leaves of each, unless they're real small like this one. Get most of that vein out. Take one more of these. Yeah, see how small this leaf is? Okay. Whoops. Hit the camera. Now I'm going to take one of these. Take most of the middle vein out. Now I'm just laying these flat. I'll give one more. Carefully remove that center leaf, leaving most of the leaf, center vein rather, leaving most of the leaf. I'm going to separate this into 2 halves. So I've got this, I've got these, all these pieces that I've separated. It's like 4 or 5 leaves. Lay them all down flat like this. Now I'm going to cut them in half. Okay, I'm going to take half and lay it on top of the other half. So that's like making one with 8 leaves. And I'm going to trim that, put it on top. Okay, so it's all about the same length. I'm going to take it, hold that open. Now I'm going to lay it down here, making sure it clears the end of the leaf. And then I'm going to start rolling relatively tightly. Take these scraps and put them in my scrap bag here. I'm going to roll this a few times to tighten it up. Now I'm going to look at it and see if it's covered good enough so that I can leave it just like this and smoke it without using another leaf. And if I do, it means I'm going to have to cut off all this out here. And about right here, you want to feel it and feel where it's good and tight. I think I will be able to do that, so I cut that piece off. Now that's good. Feel down here. Cut it off right there. Okay, there's my cigar. Okay, put this in the scraps. Take one of my paper strips we just cut. Okay. Put it on a slight angle to the cigar. Roll it relatively tightly. And when you get to the end, kind of tighten it up. This will be the side that I'll actually smoke off of. And then just loosely hold it here and roll it a couple times to tighten the paper up. Then I rip the extra paper off the end. Now what I'll do is I'll leave this to dry, and where I've been drying my cigars is on top of my TV converter box, because it's warm, there's heat coming up out of it, and in a few hours that will totally dry out. The glue will dry out, the filler is totally dry, and all we're drying really is the glue, because you don't want to be tasting that glue and tasting so let's try again, or do it again since we were successful in the last one. Cut that middle vein out, trying to maintain as much of the leaf as possible. Okay, get rid of that and do the same thing as we did before. Like that, and see there's a few holes and rips in this. By overlaying them, it doubles the strength of the leaf, because you're rolling the dry filler, and as it overlaps, it'll be filling the holes in the bottom leaf. So we got a little extra down here. Let's cut that off. Put it in the scrap bag. Okay, put some glue on this. See, I got it on a slight angle this way. Now some people tell you you want to have the veins on the inside of the cigar, so you always lay them that way so the veins are up. Just so happens the veins are up on this one, but one half will not have the veins up because they're both going the same way. So it doesn't matter to me because I don't care if the veins are up a little bit. Some people don't want to see the veins on the outside. Okay, pick a few of these, go through the same process. One side of the leaf, it's easier to pull the vein off because it's more exposed. So I take a second look, see which side that is. This on this side. Pull that out. Lay them on top of each other. These are 13 years old, so they're nice and aged, and you should smell how good this tobacco smells. Love it. Okay, we got our Ligero right down here. This is Seco. Seco is the bottom leaves that are very thin. Now, these leaves are in much better shape, so I'm going to put them on the bottom. So when we start rolling, I've got a nice leaf. And put it on there. I think I'm going to put one more leaf on there. I like a fat cigar. I like to get a lot of smoke and a lot of flavor when I smoke my cigars, and it's one of the reasons I roll my own. Is because I like a lot of smoke, a lot of flavor. I don't inhale. I just puff on it. I love the aroma. I love the taste. Okay, we're gonna cut this in half. We'll move this over here. See it evens it out. You know, the thinner pieces on the thinner side, thicker pieces on the thin side. So now we roll that over. This is called book rolling because it's like leaves in a book, and you just fold them over. And this is called the bunch, the tobacco filler that you're putting inside the binder. Okay, now we'll start rolling. Keep good pressure on there. You want it tight. The air's going to get through there. I mean, it's laying flat. The tobacco is all rolled flat and folded over. Nice and tight. Being careful not to rip the binder. Okay, this one, I'm going to use another leaf because I've got a lot of tobacco hanging out the ends. So I'm going to put this aside. Whip me out another leaf. And I'm going to put another couple of layers on top of that because that's a nice fat cigar. And I want to smoke the whole thing. Later on, I don't want to be rolling up scraps when I could smoke it as part of a big fat cigar. Okay, so lay that out like that. Lay this out. Now these we're going to put at a slightly greater angle to make sure we have the length. See? Since we're going to roll it this way, I want to make sure that we have enough over here. Put some glue on. This starting to run a little short on the glue. I'm going to have to make some more up. I think we got enough to finish this cigar though. Okay, we got those there. We're going to start right here. Make sure we got enough. Okay. Carefully and gently roll it. Want to get it, it tightens it up, gets all the glue flattened down and everything gluing together. Now if you look at it and there's a little edge like that, it feels a little dry actually. Let's put a little glue on there, because this is what's going to keep the cigar from unrolling. I'm going to hold the edge there and put a little pigtail to help tighten it down. You don't want to damage it too much by rolling it. Cut the pigtail off, put it in the scrap bag, feel down here. Where the bunch gets thin, you cut it off. This is the side we're going to smoke off. This is the side we're going to light. It's real loose right now, kind of soft. So we take a piece of paper we cut earlier, put on a slight angle, start rolling it. Okay, there we go. Okay, now what I'm going to do is show you a few that I rolled yesterday, so you can see what they look like. Here's 3 I rolled yesterday that have been in a paper, they dried, and now these are beautiful to smoke. Clip the pigtail end, light it up here. Oh man, those smell so good. And there it is. Now these, I just let them dry for a few hours, and then they're ready to go. What I'll do is I'll put them away, I'll let them dry, and then we'll come back and see what they look like. Okay, it's been about 2 hours, which should be plenty on top of the converter box to dry out. And you can see that it's like the cigars were in a press. Now if you wanted to, you could put a wrapper on that, or since I smoke about 3 of these a day, I just smoke them just the way it is. These things are nice, compressed. That's the way I do it. Be looking for my next videos. I'll see you later.